I'm Kathleen Michelle, and this is Latanya Newell. And we're excited to be here with you to introduce you to a special guest that we're going to have on the show. This is the Faith and Family segment of FNN News. So we're going to have a blast. We'll be doing this for Black History Month. We have some really important people that we're featuring, and I'm excited that tonight we will have with us Latracia. And her last name is Tolbert, and she's written several books. In fact, she has a book right now that's out, and it's called This Game Called Life. So I want to welcome to the show Latracia. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes, we're excited, and we know you have this book, and we both have some questions we want to ask you. And first, I just want to say that it's such a great achievement to have written books. How many books have you written so far?
2.
Okay. And you have a children's book, and what's that called?
Being Unique is Okay. Children Learn in Many Different Ways. So it's a kind of spin-off from my This Game Called Life.
Awesome. Well, before we get into the book, we want to know a little bit about you. So we have a few questions to ask. And I'm going to start with the first one, which is, tell us a little bit about you growing up and some of the challenges you faced.
Well, I am a purpose-driven woman. I grew up I was born in Fort Pierce, Florida, along with my twin sister. My dad is Herman Tolbert Sr. My mom is Gloria Joyce Williams Rainey. And basically, we grew up in the Jackson County school system in Marianna, Florida. Growing up, my twin and I was always into everything. We just was always doing something. But when we started school, we were in kindergarten together. I guess our teachers saw that as far as, when you get in pre-K to kindergarten, start learning your pre-primer words and everything like that. But we were pulled out for reading skills, reading comprehension. And at the time, we didn't know why they pulled us out, but it helped us along the way. And then further, as we got into middle school and high school, we overcame those barriers of reading. But then in 11th grade, we started taking standardized tests. And so I don't know if it was anxiety or whatever it was, just trying to finish on time. We always struggled with that. We got a basketball scholarship to Chipola Junior College. It's now called Chipola College. And we still struggled just test taking. And then we got another scholarship to Albany State University. And so it just followed us. And so we questioned, like, why is this happening to us? Everything happens for a reason. But at the time, we didn't see why it was happening to us. We're still young, still growing, still learning stuff about ourselves that we didn't know. So, even though we faced those challenges as a child of comprehension and standardized tests, our spirit of success was so huge, so humongous. And so despite that led us to be the purpose-driven. I like to say, when I can't say myself without saying my twin baby, because we grew up for 28 years living together. So when I say myself, I always have to say my twin sister, because we experienced so much together. So when we separated in 2008 and I moved to Macon, Georgia, it was really hard, but we overcame those obstacles. Even after school, we still had challenges trying to get where we really want to be in our career. But, back in 2014, I had this heart-to-heart conversation with my mother-in-law, and she was like, if you don't speak what you want to happen, it won't manifest. And that's even your dreams. So that stuck with me. If you don't speak it, it won't manifest. Sure. So it was like my back was up against the wall, and it just like I had nowhere to go but up. And so God had given my twin and I so many gifts as a child. We were talented. We sing, we songwrite, we recorded some songs together, and that aspect we were very confident. But as far as the classroom setting, like getting up in front of people, even like I'm speaking right now, but I know that all the things that happened in my life has set me up for this moment in time right now. So I know this is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So even though like I said, we faced all those challenges along the way, it's a reason, a purpose for it. And now we're winning. We're winning. Like my book says, this game called life, overcoming obstacles off the court, finding my voice, purpose, and win again. So I found my voice again. I'm walking in my purpose, and I'm winning again in life and everything I desire to do in life. So that's basically the scope of the book. You know, we face many challenges. This is my book. If you can see it.
Yes. We didn't have a chance to read it yet, but we definitely are going to get that and check it out. I love the cover.
And it just says, this game called Life is a story about twin sisters facing challenges on and off the basketball court, discovering self-worth, being rejected, hurt, depressed, alone, lacking self-confidence. Both are very gifted, but struggle taking standardized tests throughout grade school, post-secondary school, and life after school. They both discovered that God had a bigger plan for their life, and the obstacles they faced only prepared them to become the awesome purpose-driven woman they are today and individually. So basically, ma'am.
So tell me, Latracia, that's an amazing story, and I love it. And so
Yes,
as we celebrate Black History Month, tell me how what you're doing now is actually impacting the community.
Yes.
I think it's impacting the community because I think, you know, you just think about history in itself. So many people of color have gone unnoticed for so long, you know, been like hidden figures like Katherine Johnson. You know, we didn't know about her, you know, everything. Like I love that song that says, to serve the president age, my calling to fulfill. And so she, even though she did what she did, she didn't get accolades for that, but at the right time, in the right moment, she was honored. And you know, her living wasn't in vain because they gave her flowers while she was yet alive. And I think after the movie aired and everything, she passed away like maybe 2.5, 3 years later. So it just lets you know that if you have a desire to do something, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. We all are humans. We are, we are here on this earth together. So it doesn't matter. I like to think about, I'm very spiritual, so I like to think about God is love. And so all of us to be in with one another, despite our differences, you can still, talk to some degree, but you have to be on one accord and just know that everybody isn't the same. Everybody is different. And this book, my new children's book, Being Unique is Okay. Even though it's a children's book, I think that many adults can benefit from this book because it's many adults now that may be struggling with something in their life, maybe being rejection, maybe a fear of being around people, or just maybe ADHD or anything. But the book was inspired by this game called Life because of my obstacles in the classroom. So I want to convey to kids and let them know, it's okay. Everybody doesn't learn the same way. Some people are auditory learners, some people are hands-on learners, some people are visual learners. But when you have those people, staff members and teachers there to support you and serve you, it makes it makes a difference, because that's why I love working with youth and teenagers and college students, because my motto is, you are no one until you fight for the cause of someone. And those someones helped me out when I was a child. So that's what I want to do in the community and abroad. I have a heart of service for everybody I come in contact with. And everybody say, you always have a smile on your face. And that is true. I always have a smile on my face. My brother calls me Smiley.
So
my twin and I have the biggest hearts, and that's not to brag or anything, but my mom and dad raised us. They have giving hearts. My dad he's been given to, he's like the baby of 9 kids, but everybody looks up to him. And my mother, she goes to the nursing homes, and she goes to see shut in, and she just does that. So that has spilled off into my siblings. So we have a heart of service for mankind. Whatever we can do to serve mankind, do it, and that's how we should be. We should have a heart of service to serve one another.
Right. So Latracia, if you can think of one person that has inspired you, who would that be?
That's a hard one.
Either past or present.
That's a hard one.
So if you want to think about it, we'll come back to that question, but keep it in your mind. One of the things I also wanted to ask her, because we were talking about the challenges that you overcame, and you mentioned depression, and a lot of people, especially with the coronavirus and the things that have gone on right here in our nation, they're going through feeling alone or depressed. And what are some tips that you might have in your book, or things that you can help people with right where they're at, if they're at home? Some people haven't even left their house because they're afraid to leave because of the virus, right? Mm-hmm. So what would you say to those people who are either homebound, fearful, depressed, they need some kind of encouragement? What helped you overcome?
First, I think you have to recognize that there's a problem, there's an issue. You have to recognize it. And once you recognize it, try to confide in somebody that you can trust. Don't just tell anybody, because, people run and tell your business everywhere, and, and that makes it worse. So you have to me, like I always say, I'm very spiritual. So I pray, and then, and then maybe you may have to go to counseling. That's fine. That's okay. But get those services you need to help you, because you don't want to get to the point where it's so bad you're having all of these emotions going on in your head, and you can't think straight, and you might, some people, we know what this road leads to. People commit suicide, and we don't want that to happen. Right. So you have to recognize the problem, and know that, when I was in college, when I was talking about struggling with tests, and I hadn't gotten into my field, social work, yet, because I had to take the test maybe 3 times before I passed it. And I got so depressed because, all my family was dependent on me. They was looking up to me. They were like, I need you to pass this test. And so I had got so depressed. And one day I was at church, and my niece's godmother, she just laid her hand on me, and she just looked at me. But just her coming over to me and laying her hand on me, that just meant the world to me. And it just let me know that you're not alone. It's okay. And it's like, from that moment on, it's like the depression went away, and I just started to focus on what I needed to focus on, because I needed to graduate. I had a plan. I know what I wanted, but sometimes it only takes somebody just saying, you can do it. Somebody smiling at you, or just giving you an encouraging word to motivate you, to feel confident in you, because, everybody doesn't have that. And, you want to be a light. You want to be a light in somebody's in a dark place. That's me. I want to be a light. Yeah. And that's why I started Bright Pathways, because, well, my daughters were the inspiration for Bright Pathways. And Bright Pathways is an organization geared towards giving light to birth in the lives of youth, teens, young adults, and adults, through empowerment workshops, sports camps, and mentorship. So I do sports camps. I just launched it July of last year. So I really haven't had a chance to do anything because of the pandemic, but I really want to. So basically everything I've been doing now, the motivational speaking I've been doing, online virtual Zoom meetings and everything. But we're supposed to have a basketball camp in March, but it's going to be put off until later on in the summertime. But you know, I played college ball. I'm at my 29. That's what we really want to do. Have a college a camp for youth where we empower them, to be students first, because you have to be, good in the classroom. You just can't be an athlete. You got to do your work in the classroom. You're a student athlete first. So we kind of focus on that, the academic part. But
So, so Latracia, if one more thing, and then we'll wrap it up. I know you're thinking about your role model, so I just got one more thing. I was very intrigued by your 3 Ps, which was the passion, preparation, and persistence. What was the inspiration behind that? I think that that's very powerful.
well, my twin and I were selected in 2003 to attend a Millie Lewis International Talent and Modeling Search in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the speakers that were at the International Talent Modeling Search, they were talking about the 3 Ps. And I was 23 at the time. But it's something that has followed me. Because just think about it in general. If you have a passion for something, something when you wake up in the morning, it's still in your head, singing, whether it's singing, dancing, playing basketball, you're going to prepare. So if that's something you really you have a passion for, you're going to prepare yourself. And once you prepare yourself, you're going to be persistent. Like I like to use basketball because, me and my twin, we hated basketball, and then we started to love basketball. So we started to have a passion for basketball. So we got a basketball. My mom got a basketball goal. We started playing with my brother, practicing our free throw shots, our layups, and so we prepared. So all of that preparation, we just kept doing it over and over again. We were persistent, and all those things led to us being on varsity basketball, getting a scholarship to junior college, getting a scholarship to Albany State to pursue our education. So I just like to use that, trying to kind of get on the kids' level so I can connect with the kids and use a sport or something they can relate to. Because when you play basketball, you're trying to reach a goal, and it's going to be obstacles to try to stop you from reaching the goal. But you got to keep your eyes on the prize. You got to keep your eyes on the goal and reach the goal before the buzzer run out, right? So you just have to pace yourself and just know that you can achieve it.
Well, very nice, Latracia. It has been a blessing to speak with you tonight, have a conversation with you. You have achieved and accomplished lots and much, and we're proud of you.
Yes.
Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for sharing with us tonight, and we were blessed by what you shared.
Yes, thank you so much. And before we go, let us know the 2 things. One, if you can remember who the person you look up to, can be anyone. Remind us who that is, because we gave you the time. And then the other thing is your book, where people can get your book at, so they know about this thing called life.
I'm going to say my mother, because she's always on me. And even though I'm 40 years old, I know I don't look 40 years old. She calls all the time. And if I don't call her, she always calling me. You didn't call me. I haven't spoken to you. So she keeps me focused, like, on the things I need to do and things I want to accomplish as far as my career. As far as my career, she always, makes sure, if I'm forgetful or, procrastinating, she's always there. Even though sometimes I may not want to answer the phone because I'm like, I'm grown, but she's always there. So I know that she has poured out her heart and done everything that she can for my siblings and I'm so forever grateful for that. So I would say my mom, because she's like everything to me. So can I say something?
Sure.
My family, family is everything to me. And so my family from Liberia, my family from Liberia. It's been such a blessing to me. My family from Liberia told me that I was the bridge that reconnected us back together. We met in 2000, not in 2000, 1996 in Tampa, Florida. My cousin was the president of Liberia, and his children are doing great things in Africa and over here in the United States. Richard Dennis, my cousin, is the founder of Shade Worship Essence Festival. That's my cousin. That's his great nephew. So my family is doing great things, and also also got a letter from President Barack Obama in 2016 when we connected back in 2016, 20 years later after from 1996. So that was so awesome for us to meet the new generation of Tolberts from Liberia that's in America. So that was awesome. That was just so awesome. It was just an awesome experience. So I love family. That's what I'm all about, family and just unity and just trying to make sure we keep the legacy going. The Tolberts, the spirit of success of the Tolberts, past, future, and now.
Yeah, well, I can see that you've made an impact in the community and making a difference in young people's lives and all different ages. And especially, we're thankful to have you here for Black History Month to share all that you're doing, and we appreciate that. You can find your book. Where can you find your book at?
You can find my book at www.britepathways.com.
Very
Wonderful. Nice. Well, thank you so much for being with us and sharing your heart and for being an inspiration to so many of us.
We appreciate you and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And thank you all for watching. I'm Kathleen Michelle. And this is
Latanya Newell.
And we're with FNN News. And look forward to us as we will have different people on here that we'll be interviewing for our Faith and Family segment. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Good night. Oh, look at that shot.